This video shows a very intense bond hearing involving 17-year-old Dorian Camaro, who is accused of murder and aggravated robbery. From the start, the seriousness of the case is clear as the bond is set at $500,000, creating immediate tension around whether it should be reduced. The defense argues for leniency by highlighting his young age, clean criminal record, and status as a high school student with family support, trying to show he is not a danger to the community. His mother also testifies emotionally, adding a personal side to his background and character. On the other hand, the prosecution strongly opposes any bond reduction, stressing the severity of the charges and concerns about public safety. As both sides present their arguments, the tension continues to build, making the hearing highly dramatic and closely contested.
But your attorney is here and you're asking for bond reduction, correct?
That's correct.
All right, and the court will note for the record, you are actually due to be here on June 9th, but jail transportation, the bus was inoperable, so that's why you were not brought here on that date. So you are here for this date. And to the clerks, did double check. I've already signed investigation motion, but I have another one. So if you could just check to see if you all have it or I need to sign another one.
Yes.
All right, State, are you ready to proceed on the motion?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Cox, you may proceed.
All right, Judge, I called, at the court to take, did you call Erica Murillo? Please. Fine.
Yeah.
Maria, it's fine, you'll know Wayne. Still learns.
Hey, I'm with you.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up because the court reporter has to hear. Off the record for Cindy, do you want to give her one of those little microphones that may help you?
Oh, here, you can put this one.
Oh.
No. You could just step up closer to the mic also.
Yeah. So these are. Here we go. All right. All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Yes, ma'am. It's Erica Murillo.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Great, thanks. And ma'am, Dorian Camarillo.
Camarillo.
Okay. Do you see him in the courtroom? Is he in the courtroom with us? Your son?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In your relationship, you're his mom, right?
Yes.
Okay, man. In terms of, do you live in San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay, and how long have you lived in San Antonio?
Going to 3 years now.
And presently, you live in a house or apartment?
When we used to live in Dallas, a house.
Okay, but here you live in an apartment now or
A house.
A house, okay. And who normally lives in that house with you?
My son, my daughter, and myself, and
Okay.
my pets.
Now, in terms of your son, Dorian, how old is he?
Dorian, he's 17.
17 years old?
Yeah.
Is he a high school student?
Yes.
What school does he?
Reagan High School.
And
All right, just 1 second, off the record. Now, he's already on it. Sorry, Mr. Cox, we were just cleaning up the matter. Mr. Cox, you may continue.
all right. And your son is you indicated he's in high school, correct?
Correct.
And is it Reagan High School?
Yes, sir.
And that high school is in San Antonio.
Correct.
Now, are you employed here in the city?
Yes, sir.
How are you employed?
FedEx. Ground.
Now, ma'am, you understand that your son's bond is set at $500,000.
Yes, sir.
That's something that you could, with his bond set at $500,000, can you bond it?
We have family. They can help us. Yeah.
But you can't, can you make the $500,000 bond?
No, 500,000. Maybe a little lower. That works for us, yeah.
Now, your son presently, is he presently employed?
He was, whenever the summer school, that's when he used to work.
Basically, he's a full-time student, correct?
Yes, only on summer he used to do it.
Does he have money in the bank?
No,
Does he own any property?
no,
So he basically, you, in terms of the house where he lives with you.
yes,
And you provided basically.
correct.
And you support not only him, but his sister also.
My daughter, yeah. I have a daughter. Awesome. And my pets.
Okay. Pass with you.
All right, State.
Ms. Murillo, you said you currently live in San Antonio, is that correct? Okay, and you said you've lived here for about 3 years, is that correct?
Yes,
And you lived in Dallas before that?
20 years.
Okay, do you still have family in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay, who does that consist of up in Dallas?
That's family. Dorian's dad.
That's Dorian's dad, that's who lives up
The
there.
family.
Okay, and he has family up there as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and did Dorian attend school up in Dallas?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, up to what grade did he go to school up there?
We moved from Dallas to Virginia when he was 11.
Okay, and so he attended school from the time he was 11 until 3 years ago in Dallas?
No, he was born in Dallas, my son. So he went to pre-K all the way when he was 11. So then we moved to Virginia for like 3 years. And he attended school over there.
Okay.
And then we moved back to San Antonio.
Okay, so let me see if I'm following you correctly. So Dorian, your son, he was born in Dallas, is that correct?
Yeah.
And so you lived there with his father in Dallas when he was born?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you lived there for some time until Dorian was 11, is that
11.
correct? Okay, and then at that time you moved to Virginia.
Mhm.
Okay, and so do you have family in Virginia as well?
No, that's because of daddy's job. He do a construction environment.
Okay, okay, and so did Dorian attend school in Virginia as well?
Yes.
Okay, so it's fair to say he probably has friends still in Dallas and probably in Virginia.
More in Dallas. to
More
be
in
honest.
Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you all moved to San Antonio 3 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you said that you live in a home currently, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you renting that home or do you own it?
No, we rent.
Okay. And your daughter that you also have to support, how old is she? Said that you work at FedEx, is that correct? Is that full-time or part-time?
Kind of like part-time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your working hours?
From 3 a.m. to 9:30 a.m.
Okay. And what is your hourly rate that you get paid? $20 an hour.
Mhm.
Do you get any extra compensation for working like a differential shift overnight?
No.
No?
Mhm.
Okay. And how many hours per week do you work?
25,
25.
27 sometimes.
Okay, at $20 per hour.
Mhm.
So you stated that have you contacted any bonding companies yet?
Yes,
Okay, about how many have you contacted?
like 2 of them.
2, okay. And you stated that you've kind of started to gather family to help you.
Yes.
Okay, and so that's a resource that you have, your family is willing to help you to make a bond, is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, and you stated Dorian in the summers that he used to be employed, where he used to work at?
With daddy.
Oh, in the construction?
Mhm.
Okay. And so, do you have a car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you own that car?
No, I'm paying it off. With the
Okay.
bank.
We have to listen to them.
Any further questions?
Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Just leave with the court reporter.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We rest.
All right, state you can have a seat. State any witnesses?
Witnesses, Judge, but at this time we offer state's exhibit number 1 for the purposes of this hearing.
Any objections?
Objection, Judge, that is not evidence. They're proffering, I presented evidence. So that proffer, this is not evidence. So I would object to it. That's grounds.
All right.
In the proper cause hearing, I think sometimes you can use hearsay, those types of things, for evidentiary hearing.
But also for bond reductions, correct?
Yeah.
Because the rules of evidence don't apply to bond reductions. Am I incorrect?
I think for a, well, someone, my position that is that someone would have to be the person that they would present the evidence. Just by, I can put in a encyclopedia and say, well, just look at this. Someone would need to be able to make the correct profit. I don't think the correct profit can make.
Okay. All right. The objection will be overruled and the court will will review State's Exhibit number 1 just for purposes of this hearing. And if y'all will step back while I read this. All right. The court has read State's Exhibit number 1. And Mr. Camarillo, the court is reading State's Exhibit number 1 really for the sole purpose of making a determination on what your bond should be set at. That will ensure the safety of the community and also ensure that you appear at court.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what this entire hearing about. The State's Exhibit number 1 is not for me to review it in light of does the state prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt? Because that's something where witnesses will be called.
As the hearing moves forward, both sides present powerful and conflicting arguments that keep the atmosphere tense and focused. The defense continues to stress Dorian Camaro's age, his lack of any prior criminal record, and his position as a high school student with a supportive family, arguing that he does not pose a serious threat if released under controlled conditions. His mother's testimony further strengthens this image, as she describes his upbringing and assures that he has strong supervision and guidance at home. In contrast, the prosecution firmly rejects the request for bond reduction, pointing to the seriousness of the murder and aggravated robbery charges and emphasizing concerns about public safety and community risk. They argue that the nature of the allegations alone justifies strict measures, regardless of his age or background. As both sides continue to clash, the tension in the room builds, making this stage of the hearing a critical turning point in the case.
So this is strictly for me to review that, take in consideration the testimony of your mother, and decide what your bond should be set at. Do you understand? So I've reviewed the documents, I've heard the testimony, and the court will hear argument on bond requests.
This is my motion that I waive and reserve the closing.
All right, so we're back on the record. In 2025 CR 006058A, State versus Dorian Camarillo. The parties re-announced.
Megan Galloway for the state.
Cornelius Scott for the defendant.
All right, and so we were proceeding with closing arguments and the defense had reserved their closing. You may proceed, counsel.
Just one thing I noticed both times when the state made their positions on bond, the goal, if the person has a prior record, that's one of the first things that we hear. Nothing, silent. Client doesn't have a prior record. Secondly, it appears that when the original bond was set in this case, the original charge was capital murder. That charge has been reduced. Because as everyone knows, capital murder would be, if you were convicted, it would be life without parole or possibly the death penalty. Not in his case because of his years. So we're not talking about those types of situations. We're actually talking about a first degree. So what I'm asking the court to do in this case is set the bond, which is typically set in a case where there's a first degree. Now, the state proper state exhibit number 1 in even in that proper, it doesn't suggest that my client shot anyone or urged anybody to do that. It appears that the person that is deceased was a person that was allegedly in a vehicle, and it never an indication that my client at all did anything in terms of physically to harm this person. It appears that the perhaps victim in alleged aggravated robbery actually shot and killed a.
So this is one of those cases, I believe, where you have the alleged defendants in a vehicle and the complainant is alleged to have shot one of the people in the vehicles, but it's also alleged that it was in the process of persons in the vehicle committing an offense. That's one of those Texas rules. Murder, yes.
So you have to do a lot of twisting and turning and maneuvering in terms of understanding. So my position, Judge, is that if it's murder case, first degree, at this point, we just want the bond set where a first degree case would normally be set. And my position is that is typically around the $100,000 mark, maybe up to $150,000 mark. I'm just asking the court we have a young man who's still in high school, to set it at somewhere in that area, even if the court needs the assurance of a electronic monitor, to have it monitored at all times, and that's fine. That's understandable. We just feel that to keep it, if the state reduces the charge, just with the court, the magistrate originally set it at $500,000 based on the allegations of a capital murder. In that case, is a situation, and that's all we're asking for. Something that's in that.
Okay. All right. So what I can tell parties, and I want to make sure it's clear, because on what I have on the docket sheet, it says capital murder. So it's no longer listed as a capital murder. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's the indictment. Felony murder and count 2 aggravated robbery.
Okay. All right. Anything else to put?
No.
And as a condition of his probation, as a condition of his bond, is one of his conditions already for GPS or no?
Well, the copy that I have, it was a blank copy. So, but I would imagine that would be GPS.
All right, let me just, I'm trying to look up his conditions of bond. It's not in my system. I don't have that in my Odyssey, at least what I have access to.
When I look at the notes on the viewing of the defendant, it says GPS full house arrest, no contact with the family and paid in full, no firearms, and random drug / alcohol test.
Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. Okay. All right, what I can say is based upon what the court has read and states exhibit number 1, and state, is it correct that this defendant does not have any prior cases? All right. So based upon what the court is reading in State's Exhibit Number 1, based upon the evidence that has been tendered, in just one moment. All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to set the bond at $250,000 with all previous conditions to include full GPS. There's to be no contact with Roberto Alejandro Monreal, Esteban Torres, the family of Hayden Holt, Dorian, I'm sorry, there is another person. What is Harris's name?
Joseph.
And also Joseph Harris.
In the final moments of the hearing, the case reaches its most decisive point as the judge delivers a firm and highly restrictive ruling after carefully considering arguments from both sides. The bond is officially reduced to $250,000, but it comes with extremely strict conditions that heavily limit Dorian Camaro's freedom and daily life. He is placed under full GPS monitoring, meaning his movements will be constantly tracked, and he is required to remain inside his residence at all times with no exceptions, not even for small personal activities or stepping outside. Along with this, he is strictly prohibited from contacting certain individuals connected to the case, including the victim's family, reinforcing the seriousness of the allegations. The judge also clearly warns that any violation of these conditions will result in immediate legal consequences, including the issuance of a warrant and possible revocation of bond. As the hearing concludes, the outcome leaves a strong and lasting impression, reflecting both the severity of the charges and the strict control placed on his release moving forward.